If you walk into our living room any afternoon, you will hear a sound that was not supposed to exist. Yes, on that corner, you will hear Shona, the language from our ancestors, from our roots, our home, Zimbabwe. And from that corner, you can also hear fluent Korean, the language from the streets, the schools, from our doorstep, yes, from people around us. And you can also hear English, not just English, but completed with a Ghanaian, Nigerian, Filipino, Thai, Mongolian, Kenyan, South African, and Zimbabwean accent. Yes, picked from the global community that we live in right here in South Korea. And as a mom, especially a Zimbabwean mom, one might get worked up, panic, try to question themselves whether they did well in terms of inculcating a good language and accent into the life of their children. Am I worked up by that? Am I worried? Not even. Not at all. Why? Because I do understand the community that I'm living in. Hi guys. Yes, hi guys. How are you doing? This is Chupanga Mazano podcast. Memory, your host. I'm excited today to come with this beautiful topic where we want to talk about parenting in the diaspora. Yes, we talk about relationships and toxicity. It's part of toxicity to try and judge people basing on their accents and language. It's a hot one, right? Sit back and relax. I hope I am going to unravel my life. We want to engage in this conversation, and I hope that as I am sharing my experience, we are going to get one or two ideas from my thoughts, and definitely I also want to hear from you. Probably you are in Asia or in any country that's not English speaking. And we have expectations, especially when we're raising children in the diaspora, how we should raise them, and we also expect to see them speaking in a particular way. So this is what we want to talk about today. So having said this, we can actually see that our children are trying to speak a language from their ancestors, a language from their host nation, and a language from the global community that we live in all at once. So it will not be expected of them to have a single accent, yes, and probably learn just but one language. And as a parent, honestly, I'm not worried about it, just like what I've just said. I just believe that when it comes to language and accent, children can just pick as they'll be growing. What we just want to ensure is that our children effectively communicate wherever they find themselves in. And people might also question why we chose our children to learn Korean language over Shona and English. You know what? Most of our times they find themselves at school or in schools. So I believe it's common knowledge that they should be, able to converse, communicate, maneuver, survive outside the home setup. That's why we ensured that they learn Korean language first. And also you might see that when it comes to Shona, it's a language that we speak in our household, yes, but because of our setup, just like what I've just said, we move from one language to another. Even when I'm talking with my husband, we just switch languages. So similarly, this is what is happening with our children. You hear them speak Shona, their English, their Korean, and those Shona, it's still at its infancy stage. So I'm not worried. I'm not worked up by that. I'm just hoping that as time goes on, yes, we will try to teach our children our language. But when it comes to accent, I'm not worried about it. Definitely when I look at myself, even when I go out there in the community, when I'm with the Koreans trying to speak Korean language, they look at me. Why? Because I have my own accent. We call it what? Konglish. Konglish or Shonglish or Shorian, you see. It's normal. So there is no way I would, allow people to judge me because of my accent, or maybe the language that I speak, or maybe that of my children. And yes, I also believe that our children are creating their own brand new world. Honestly, this is just but the honest truth that many of us don't want to, agree on. But this is just but the truth. You see, I was raised in Zimbabwe. Yes, I traveled to other nations, and now I'm in South Korea. I've been learning certain cultures, and also in terms of accents, yeah, I've been picking certain accents even when I was in Zimbabwe. Oh, this is a good one. When I was in Zimbabwe, I'm from one corner of Zimbabwe. There is a specific way we speak from my home country. From my hometown. That's Mutoko. See, and I was raised in in Harare, and from Harare I moved to Chikwaka. I moved to Zimba. And my husband is from Gutu, Masvingo side. You see. There are so many accents, so many ways of, talking, or maybe, yeah, there are so many accents that are there. So definitely there is no way we can have like one accent. Even when I'm talking with my husband in Shona, at times, I bring in the Vitori, accent, and then the Muja accent comes in because of our different backgrounds. So I would like to believe this is just the same as our children. Yeah, we are just letting them be, lead their normal lives, though we guide them here and there in terms of probably, pronunciation, sorry, not pronunciation, but, prepositions, tenses, etc., etc., just the basics, not necessarily to confine them to a specific accent. I think if we do that, it's a shallow way of parenting. We just have to be open-minded and let our children be. Are you experiencing what we are experiencing? Have you ever felt judged? Honestly, yeah, I have seen people questioning us, especially those that call us from back home. Like, why is it your children don't speak Shona fluently? And I'm like, no, you know what? My children are not in Zimbabwe. Yes, I want them. It's not like I'm shying away from, teaching my children Shona. Definitely. I want them to know the language. They will learn the language, but it has to be introduced bit by bit. And I just feel they are building their own world and they should explore it, maneuver. They should survive. They should thrive, wherever they find themselves. So I should not cage or corner my children to expect them to speak in a specific accent or language. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope I made sense. If ever you have any questions or you want us to continue with this particular conversation, especially on this topic, that is parenting in the Asian community or outside, your home country, just let us know so that we may, see how we can go about it. But this is just to kickstart and diversifying our conversation right here on Chipanga Mazano. Thank you so much, and we pray and hope that you are experiencing peace in your household. Yes, so this is what we always say here on Chipanga Mazano. Your peace is your birthright, and you are entitled to it. Don't let your environment, don't let people around you, play around with your peace. Whenever you find yourself in a corner or maybe a place that's not comfortable, we always encourage you to look for help. We always encourage you to, come out of it so that you may thrive. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.